Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, the days of sharing your Netflix password might be coming to an end without some consequences. We'll have it in the hot dish. Then, she raised two amazing kids. Now she's trying to save the planet. Billie Eilish's mom is live in our studio to talk about her new documentary. And meet the first Hmong model to be shown in Times Square. I love this. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know. Good morning, everybody. And welcome to The Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hi. Keep that love going. It's my buddy Kendall Mark, everybody.
Hi. Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I kind of actually look like I'm wearing a lab coat.
No, not a lab coat. You look really nice. The audience loves it, and I love it.
Thanks.
I said, yeah. Well, I mean, come on. You could wear a Ziploc bag and look you're beautiful. So, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Well,
I mean, you could be wrapped in aluminum foil. It's, oh, you're beautiful.
Thanks.
A little baked potato-y, but, you know, you're
Little
beautiful.
potato-y.
Yeah. But I said to the audience right before we went on the air, and this is a compliment, you look like you're getting ready to either approve or deny my home loan.
Hello.
Yeah, you do. You look like you're like a banker.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
When I stand up, it looks fine. And when I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, I could write a prescription.
No, look at your shot. You look beautiful.
Prescription medication for you. Thank you.
No, I think you look amazing.
Thanks. I should have worn the glasses. That would have put the whole.
That would have just messed everybody up.
Oof.
Billie Eilish's mother is here.
Yes,
Yes.
I heard. That's why I got dressed up.
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
That's why I'm wearing one of my favorite sweaters.
Yeah,
It's Maggie
special
Baird.
day.
Yeah, she's here in the green room right now. As you saw right there, we have the first woman, Hmong model, to be in Times Square. So it's going to be great. So two wonderful, wonderful ladies coming up. Speaking of wonderful ladies, so
What do you have to say about me again?
I love you.
What else is there?
Yeah. So maybe you're like me, and God, I hope you're not, but maybe you're like me, and you have a parent
Okay.
who needs some IT help. You know what I
Okay.
mean? My mom, the Dar, hi Mom. I'm sorry I forgot to call you back last night. I was very tired. Anyway, I just remembered I didn't call her back. She needed some help. Anyway, so my mom is very advanced in some areas, like TikTok. My mom is on TikTok more than I am. I don't know how to tick or talk. My mother does both, okay? I should ask Miss Baird, because I mean, Billie's really big on TikTok. How do I TikTok? Anyway, so my mom is advanced in other areas, but when it comes to TV stuff, like cable boxes and Apple TVs, and my mom needs a little bit of assistance.
Right.
So she called me and she goes, hey, my cable bill's like $40,000. I would really like to get this bill down. I mean,
I would too.
Yeah.
Yep. I would too.
But you know, she's not rolling in money. She's not like Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson in the 90s, you know, rolling around in a bed of money. Very old reference. Very old reference. But anyway, a decent proposal. But so I said, sure, Mom, I'll go down to now I'm going to name them by brand because this is a positive story. Xfinity.
Oh.
Now, nobody looks forward. Let's be honest, nothing against any utility, but nobody in our audience, none of you wake up in the morning and go, oh, I can't wait to go switch my cable plan. You know what I mean? Nobody looks forward.
No.
Nobody looks forward to this crap. Because normally the perception is you walk into these places and then the person comes up to you and you're like, I want to cancel. And they go, no, you don't want to cancel. I'm going to upsell you. You need this and you need 400 sports channels.
Yeah.
And you need the Penthouse channel and you need this and you need all this stuff.
And then all of a sudden your kidney's gone.
And exactly. And your wallet's gone too. So I take my mom to the Xfinity store in Eagan, Minnesota. Now, I'm calling this out specifically. So we walk into the store, and immediately this woman comes from the back, and she walks up, and she's already smiling. I go, hi. And she goes, hi. She goes, what brings you in today? And I go, my mother, her cable bill's $47,000. And I said, we need to get that down.
Keeps going
and
up.
she goes, I am here to help you. So she walked my mom over. We didn't wait a tick or talk. We went right over her little computer. Her name was Kimberly. And my mom elbows me and she goes, she's Google famous. And I thought to myself, what the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
And my mom said, all the Google reviews of this Egan Xfinity store are about this Kimberly woman. So I thought, oh, that's what my mom means by Google famous. I thought my mom was, having an episode. And I was like, I don't know what. So Kimberly starts talking and she's like, Dar, we're gonna get you set up. Do you need this? No. Do you need this? No. Do you need this? No. Here's what I can do for you. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da. She knocked nearly $80 off my mom's cable bill. Wow. And told her about a program, the ACP, that helps folks. It makes sure it ensures that folks, no matter who you are, no matter your income, can get connected to broadband. My mom, I think, qualifies for that because of her age, and she's very young. But so Kimberly helped her. She's like, Dar, I'll help you get set up for that, which could knock another $30 off her bill.
It's gonna be like free.
My mom didn't lose any channels. I mean, my mom did go, yeah, I don't really need Fox 9, but can we keep everything else? No, I'm just kidding. My mom was like, no, I need Fox 9.
For that morning news, not for this show.
Yeah, just for But the point of the story is, usually I come in here and I try to make you laugh by complaining about life's little things. Every so often I like to come on here and say, you know what? That was just some kick-ass service. And thank you to Kimberly. I appreciate you and what you did for my mom. And Mom, I'll call you later, because now I'm sure, she goes, I need something. She goes, you knew I was going to text you. I have a question. And I went to bed. I forgot to text her.
Oopsies.
So something's not working, I'm sure. So Mom, Leo, come back to me on 5. Very sorry, Mom. I'll call you right after the show. But right now, let's get started. It's time for the hotness. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Always return your parents' phone calls. Okay. Netflix, speaking of streaming, Netflix is on a mission to increase the number of subscribers that it has. And it sounds like the days of sharing your password may soon come to an end. That's not going to help. Thank you, audience. Netflix says beginning early next year, they are going to require all of us who give our accounts to our mom to pay for those what they call sub-accounts. In other words, if you want to share your password with Aunt Lucy, you're going to have to pay up. The company has tested this in a few Latin American countries, and sub-accounts were charged $2.99. Executives say they believe 100 million households are basically cheating. They're basically 100 million people.
How dare they? I would never do that.
Yeah. Aren't you on a couple of mine?
No, Jason, you don't give me your passwords. But my in-laws, I'm on one of Addie's things. I'm on one of my sister's things.
You're on Addie's, our social media directors?
Yeah, I'm grandma. I'm under her grandma's account for Hulu. Somebody needed to give me a password.
You are acting like Addie's grandma to get free Hulu?
Yes. She now watches The Handmaid's Tale.
Executive producer Jeff is on one of my accounts.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Anyway, it's coming. We knew this was going to come.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's free. This is free. But yeah, anyway, our show's free. Next in the dish, Charlie Puth sat down with Howard Stern yesterday. Charlie, I love Charlie. You all know that. I do follow him on TikTok. Charlie did the entire interview at his piano, and he talked about one of the many things. Talked about his writing his hit. Remember See You Again from the Fast and Furious? The producers wanted a dance song. Charlie wasn't feeling that, though. Listen.
And instead of hearing, I was like, guys, what if it was just simple? Like, and then just out of my mouth, it's been a long day. Because I was thinking about my friend. Without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
And you were writing that with these guys ostensibly to sell a song to somebody else, right?
Oh, we had 10 artists cut it. We had Jason Derulo cut it. We had Chris Brown cut it. I think Adele wanted to cut it at one point. I think Eminem was on the line to do it. None of the vocals had like the feeling. They didn't go through what they might have experienced, some form of loss in their own way, but what I was singing about specifically, you just couldn't hear it in their voice. I think Chris Brown got the closest to it, but it was they ended up lucky me going with my vocal. But then there was all this drama.
No, lucky us. He was perfect for that song. That song annoyed me after a while because it was one of those that was overplayed. Remember
Right,
that?
right.
Every time you turn on the radio,
All the
got
time.
yeah. You know, another takeaway from that interview, I love him, and he's the only person that could pull off. That was a cardigan without a shirt underneath, and he could, the only person that could pull that off. But anyway, I also loved, he talked to Howard because he put one of his songs, Light Switch, on TikTok and kind of did a focus group, through TikTok. Are people gonna like
Like
this?
sound and I
Yeah,
remember
and
that.
Howard goes, wow, isn't that dangerous? He goes, Howard's saying this, I don't look at comments because I don't want the show to be affected by one person going, oh, Howard, I don't like you doing an imitation of your parents.
Right.
And I thought, wow, it's very similar to what we do. Because, sometimes I'll look at a comment and they're like, oh, Jason, I don't like the hot dish or whatever. And your instinct is to go, oh, God, I'm never going to do that again. But you can't really curtail a broadcast or a song after one person. You know what I mean?
Just one opinion.
Yeah, because for every one person that doesn't like something, because it's so subjective, there's 50 other people that like something.
And so many people that don't even write in.
Yeah. And Charlie said he doesn't listen to specific things. He looks at an overall trend. Does the majority of the people, are they liking the song? And they did, because his new album is out and it's like #1 and huge in Europe right now. So love you, Charlie. We have a lot more to come, including Maggie Baird / it's Billie Eilish's mom, for those who don't know. She's out with a new documentary. That and more when we come back. Back after this. Slow build. In the commercial break, we were discussing streaming and sharing stuff, and I was realizing, I feel like a streaming drug mule. I was realizing everyone's on my account.
Yep, they just take you. They just take you for your money. They
Yeah,
just take you.
it's all right. I'm comfortable with that. Welcome back to the show. We're getting a double dose of Dancing with the Stars this week. Last night, it was prom night. Aww. And there were 2 perfect scores, Bachelorette Gabby and Wayne Brady. Let's look at this. Very nice. Yeah. In the end, it came down to Heidi D'Amelio and Joseph Banna. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. And it was Arnold's son who got the boot. Wayne Brady, though, right there, he could take it all.
He's total. I mean, people love him, and he's good.
Yeah.
So he should win it.
Do you remember all of your prom themes? Or
We
like
didn't
one
have
of them?
themes.
You didn't have themes for your prom?
We might have, but I didn't pay attention to him. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I don't remember.
Well, okay, Under the Sea for Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody in your themes? Anybody remember their themes? Under the Sea too? Oh yeah. Mine was Arabian Nights, The Roaring Twenties.
Oh wow. So like.
Yeah, I
wait,
know.
Did you have to dress like that?
No, it was just the theme, and then and then we did have an Under the Sea one too.
Oh no, yeah, there was a committee. I just.
And the Arabian Nights, the Aladdin one, I remember I sat my date Angel Sism, who none of my friends liked. I went to pull out her chair and I pulled it out too far and she fell. Yeah.
That's an Arabian Night for you.
Yep, there we go.
Good night.
Didn't end well either, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, she had to go with a gay guy too, so there's that too, yeah.
Hey.
I know, what? I know, every time I say that, I'm sure there's one viewer going, Myrtle, he's gay? Anyway.
Sure is.
And if the dancers are getting dressed up for prom, you know who else is going big. Once again, whenever we play a Dancing with the Stars clip, you know we have to play America's favorite game. What was Tyra Banks wearing to take attention off of the contestants? So let's see what she was wearing last night to steal focus. Oh my goodness! I actually think that's what my date in 1991 was wearing. Something very similar to that.
That was a look.
Yeah.
That was a look.
Okay.
Oh.
Again, taking focus away from the
Oh,
contestants.
Tyra.
Next in the dish, the suits at Comedy Central, they're scrambling to find a replacement because, Trevor Noah said he's leaving The Daily Show. According to Deadline, it looks like they may have a plan. Instead of naming his successor right away, it appears that Comedy Central is going to follow what Jeopardy did, and they're considering having like a rotating lineup of guest hosts. And, you know, they have a deep bench to pull from at Comedy Central. Ronnie, Jordan Klepper. They could also turn to former TBS host Samantha Bee.
Ooh.
You know, but then, you know I love Samantha, but, you know, she did get a shot and it didn't work out. But anyway, Trevor is out in December and the show is set to return in mid-January. I don't know. I'm surprised. I thought they were just going to get rid of the show entirely. Just not, I mean, just kind of end it with Trevor.
But it is a good idea if they are not going to do that, to your point, to just see what the people like.
Yeah.
I mean, it took Jeopardy forever, though, to figure it out.
Over a year.
And they still, it almost feels like they still don't have it fully figured out. They're like, well, we have 2 hosts for 2 different kinds of things.
Well, and I remember the search for, I'm so old, I remember when Kathy Lee left to do Carnival Cruises.
Oh, yeah.
They looked for Kelly Lee Ripa for like a year and a half.
Well, and when Michael Strahan left,
Yep.
it took forever to find Ryan. So
Ryan.
it does take forever to find people.
They do. If you would ever leave, I would just quit the show. I wouldn't be able to do it without
He'd find
you.
my replacement tomorrow.
Probably later that same day,
Yeah.
but it's fine. We would
I'm not
still give
offended.
you a day.
It's okay.
We would give you 2 to 3 montages.
Thank you.
I would cry a little bit.
Thank you.
And then we would announce your replacement.
Can I take the cardboard cutout with me when I leave, too? The one that
No,
replaces
that's Fox
me?
property.
Okay.
Next in the dish. It's been. You know we're gonna get an email about that. Oh, he's so mean to Kendall.
That poor girl can't
How
even
does that
take
woman work with that raging homosexual?
I
Yes.
don't know either.
Next to the dish. It's been more than 2 decades since Tinky Winky.
Dipsy. La la. Po.
I had to say Tinky Winky after I self-identified. Okay.
You should sing
Should I
it.
just continue reading this?
Yeah.
It's been a few decades since Tinky Winky, Dipsy,
La la.
Lala, and Pooh, Poe.
Oh, I sang it how they sing it.
I'm 48. I didn't watch this crap. And Pooh were on our TV
Poe!
show. But the long wait, our long national nightmare, as Gerald Ford said, is coming to an end. Netflix is bringing back the Teletubbies. And here's the trailer.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Time for Teletubbies.
Teletubbies love tubby custard.
Okay. If the narrator sounds familiar, that's Titus Burgess. Teletubbies will debut on Netflix next month. Yeah, okay.
I loved that.
Did you, because you're of that generation, right? This was
Came out
big.
in the 90s.
This was big when you were eating cereal, right?
Well, it was one of the first shows that we stole from the Brits. It was like a British television show that apparently they loved enough that they thought we would love enough, and we did. I loved the Teletubbies.
Yeah, I'll take Benny Hill. I mean, it's fine. Out of British shows, I'll take Benny Hill. It's fine, or Ab Fab. But no, this was way past. I was an adult when this came on. So.
I know, but they had little tummies that would like show what they were thinking. They would go into the world. It's so creepy, but it's so great.
Next in the dish, yeah, the talking thank you. The audience is, I mean, yeah,
but
the
the
whole
baby
thing
always
is weird.
said good morning and good night.
What?
It said like good morning and good night. It was like how it opened and closed.
That's why kids are the way they are. Next in the dish.
You're speaking about me.
I'm not wrong. Yeah. Exhibit A. Next in the dish, speaking of kids' TV shows, there's a new docuseries out about the dark side of Barney. And it talks about...
Stop hating on my shows.
Hold on. Billie Eilish's mom just left. She just left. What the hell kind of show am I on? The Dark Side of Barney documentary talks about how there was so much hatred for Barney that it actually got scary for folks associated with the show. I haven't seen this. Let's look at the trailer.
It just exploded nationwide.
It was a cultural phenomenon.
What color is happier than purple? No color.
This is Barney, and this is what he sounded like.
Barney stands for inclusion, acceptance.
You should love everyone. We all have Cheryl Leach to thank for that.
As her beloved character was heading into the stratosphere, people couldn't accept that this was just a show, and so let the bashing begin.
Some of the rumors that I heard, Barney hides drugs in his tail.
They were violent and explicit.
Death and dismemberment of my family.
I love you, Barney.
They were going to come and find me, and they were going to kill me.
Just the dark side of this whole moment. That must have devastated Cheryl.
There was something larger going on here.
I don't think you could ever think somebody would go and shoot someone.
I know.
What? Why? People were
Barney
shooting
didn't
each
shoot
other.
anybody.
People were shooting each other over a purple dinosaur?
Well, no.
And did they say there were drugs hiding in his tail?
But that wasn't true.
Rumor, alleged,
That
Star
wasn't
Jones.
true.
Alleged, yeah.
Barney was
I'm
beautiful.
I'm totally watching this. And where is it on? Oh, it's on Peacock. Do you get Peacock?
Do I? Oh, I am taking that from
You're
my
probably
mom, too.
playing you're Addie's grandpa on Peacock, yeah. I Love You, You Hate Me is streaming now on Peacock. Is that really the title? Oh, that's horrible.
90s babies around the world are like, I'm processing right now. This is a lot.
I'm watching this tonight. Did I say it's available right now? I just read it. I have a horrible short-term memory.
It's available right now.
Next on the dish, the Rocky franchise is expanding. The trailer for Creed 3. I didn't even know there was a Creed 2, but it debuted yesterday, and it's the directorial debut for lead character Michael B. Jordan. Look at this.
Hey, my man, can I help you?
Let me get an autograph.
Nah, I ain't signing no autographs, but you get off my car.
You don't remember me, huh?
Damien. How long were you locked up?
18 years, bro. Just got out last week.
Glad to have you back out, huh?
I know I've been away a long time, but I kept myself in shape. I still got gas in the tank.
Come by the gym. Thank you.
Curious what happened with you two?
I didn't tell you. We was like brothers. I was the best, though. But I never got a chance to prove that. That's cute. I know what you're doing, Donnie. You don't owe this dude nothing.
Oh.
Good.
Okay. Creed 3 hits theaters in March. It is such a shame that Michael B. Jordan is so unattractive.
I know.
It is really. And that guy, too. Holy
I know.
crap.
I would watch that just to have my mouth hanging open. And
I know,
just watch
seriously.
it, like,
I
drooling.
love. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No.
I know it wouldn't seem like a franchise that I would love if you watch the show at all. I love the Rocky franchise. I really do. Yeah, Rocky. If you grew up in the '80s, like Rocky 4 was so good with Drago, and they go to Russia. Director Chris is doing the boxing thing. Rocky, because he was poor, he lost all of his money. He had to train like in a butcher shop. And then had to run around Russia in the cold. It was really good. And Dolph Lundgren played Drago.
So once again, very attractive people boxing. It's
I know.
hard to watch.
It's so good.
Hard to
and
watch.
I loved Adrian. Remember?
Adrian!
I know. She was here. Yeah, she was fantastic. It's time to meet today's JVIP. Today, it's Lisa Vono from Hutchinson. Hi, Lisa. She's been watching the show since the very beginning, 8 seasons. Lisa says that our family is so funny and upbeat, and the show is informative. Oh, well, great. I hope you like that Barney documentary. She says the show leaves her every day with a smile. Lisa also says our Jason show before the show on Facebook is a hoot. Yeah, that's one way to describe it. Lisa gets a Jason show mug. She's also entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes coming to the studio to watch the show, $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card from Woodhouse Spa. Okay, go get some more coffee. We have a lot more ahead right after this. Back in a moment. The dish is done, but the fun is not. Coming up next, Billie Eilish's mom is on a mission to save the planet. Maggie Baird is live in our studio to talk about her new documentary. And then, another amazing individual. Meet the first Hmong model to be shown in Times Square. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Our next guest is in town to accept the Changemaker Award at the Twin Cities Film Fest, and it's there where she's showcasing her new film called Overheated. Look.
I remember days where I wouldn't be able to leave my house because the roads would turn into rivers, and it would look like you're in a post-apocalyptic movie scene.
When I saw the floods, when I saw the landslides, I decided I had to do something about it.
Honestly, I just feel like Western civilizations should just reevaluate their own knowledge about everything.
War, famine, fire and flood, poverty. Halt climate change is our priority.
Oh, I love a good trailer. Y'all know that. That's a great trailer. That's the film Overheated, all about climate change and how it's impacting quite literally everything around us. Please welcome filmmaker and, hello, you've heard me say it 8,000 times. She just happens to be the mom of Billie Eilish. Maggie Baird, everybody. Hi, Maggie.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for being here. Love that color, by the way. It's a green day today. I know we didn't even tell each other. I know.
Oh, and your mom wants you to call her back.
Twinning. There's one thing to be concerned, and I think most of us are concerned about climate change. There's quite another to be so concerned that you wanted to produce a documentary. When and how did that happen?
Well, I am very concerned. I've been concerned for decades because we've known all this was coming. It's been happening around the world for
Not
decades.
breaking news, as we say.
Not breaking. It's not breaking news. And my daughter is, and my son have a wonderful platform. It's kind of allowed me to bring climate change, which I care so much about, to the fore of what I do in helping Billie with her touring and her merch and make everything as sustainable as possible. So when she was performing at the O2 in London, we had 6 days of climate activities called Overheated, which is a title of one of Billie's songs. So we had climate activists, we had fashions, we had upcycling fashion and clothes swaps, and we also produced this documentary piece, which is really about climate anxiety and the beauty of our planet, the fragility of our planet.
I definitely suffer from climate anxiety.
Have you? All of a sudden I heard a voice. I was like, there's a voice.
Timing.
Have you always been, maybe the term is socially active, or not, you know what I mean. Have you always been active?
Yes, I grew up in Western Colorado. I grew up in a very beautiful state, and I really, I saw an infographic in 1981 that made the connection between what we eat and the destruction of the Amazon rainforest. It was specifically about how much to make one hamburger for a fast food chain destroyed the Amazon rainforest. And that was in 1981. So that really influenced
That one
me.
infographic?
Yes, and of course the book Diet for a Small Planet.
Yep.
But that infographic really made an impression on me of like, oh, what we eat really is affecting our planet. And here we are these decades later, and everything that scientists told us was going to happen is happening.
Speaking of food, correct me if I'm wrong, you have a foundation dealing with food insecurity, right?
Yes, we have a nonprofit called Support and Feed, and we feed nourishing plant-based meals because that is the climate-friendly food that we can eat. We serve those meals to people experiencing food insecurity in food apartheid areas with lack of access for either proximity or financial means. And so we address climate change and food insecurity with one strategy.
Well, there is not that I doubted it. That's why you're getting the Changemaker Award. What has it been like? What's the reaction been? You're here for the Twin Cities Film Fest. What has the reaction? Have you been in front of a lot of audiences with it so far?
No, not a lot of audience. We showed it there, and then we're showing it here. I mean, it's a beautiful film. It's
gorgeous. Even that trailer.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and I think it has has Billie and my son Phineas and a lot of young activists and artists, entertainers, and fashion people. The reaction has been incredible. And Minneapolis is a city that we love and that we're so excited to bring Support and Feed to. We've been working here with the restaurants and the organization, so it's a wonderful city.
You are an amazing woman. You raised two amazing human beings. I mean, Billie and Phineas. Did you know, and I thought about you back there because it's, not to make it about me, but I was like, my mom always knew that I was weird. You know what I mean? My mom, and I always tell the story, I used to watch The Tonight Show, and then I would walk outside on a rock and do a show for raccoons and critters. And my mom always knew that I'm not going to follow the normal path. Did you have a sense at an early age that Phineas and Billy were destined to be creatives?
Yes, not at all destined to have what happened. That was well beyond whatever I could have possibly imagined. But they were also weird, and they also...
in the best way possible.
In the best way possible. So, no, I definitely knew that they, were creative at their heart, and that was what they wanted to... That was where their interests lay.
Layla, I know. Is it?
I almost said
lie.
Lou. I was like,
Lou.
what is that?
And lieu of, I think it's lie, where their interests lie, right on? Who cares? The grammar police will inevitably email me, so it's fine.
I would be interested to what they have to say.
I mean, me too. But yeah, you kind of had an idea, like my mom did. They're not going to be, I hate the word normal. They're not going to have a normal job, probably.
Probably not. Didn't seem likely.
I mean, sincerely, we're going to take a break, but let me just brag on you, because kids don't just happen. They happen because they have a good foundation. I'm just saying, it's about you. Billy, 7 Grammys and 1 Oscar. Phineas, 8 Grammys and 1 Oscar. I mean, seriously. Okay, more questions, because Maggie was in one of my Maggie's been in a bazillion shows, and we're a pop culture centric show, so I got to ask her about that, plus more about the film and more. Stay right there. Now, before you go though, Overheated will premiere tomorrow night. If you have to leave for whatever reason, I don't really want you to not watch the show, but if you have to leave, tomorrow at the Twin Cities Film Fest for tickets, it's at the bottom of your screen. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. More with Maggie. More with Maggie. Again, I'm going to get into the weeds with her talking about shows, but she's here to promote Overheated. Go get tickets, support this film, TwinCitiesFilmFest.org. We'll tell you at the end once again. Okay, Maggie, you've been in dozens of movies and TV shows. You taught at the Groundlings, which I'm in awe of that. Okay, you've been in Murphy Brown, LA Law, Bones, The X-Files, and 6 Feet Under. One of my favorite. Okay, who the hell were you in 6 Feet Under? That's one of my favorite shows.
Okay, season 5. I was the opening death of season 5. I got a
brass.
What? Yeah, I got a brass andiron through the eye.
I remember you. Ted, look that up quickly. First death in season 5. You were the final season death.
Yes.
Okay, let me explain for people that do not know.
It was a great show. One of my favorite shows ever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, man. It had one of the best series finales ever.
Oh, that show was great first and last.
It never. So if you do not know the concept why Maggie said the first death, every episode started with a death, because it was about a family that runs a funeral home. So you never knew how they were going to kill people off. Exhibit A. I mean, you know what I mean? A brass. What did you have through your eye?
Brass andiron. Remember, I fell on the
You
brass.
fell on it. That's right. That's right. And then Bones, LA Law, X-Files, Murphy Brown.
That was so, I don't know.
You don't remember you were, yeah. Do you miss it? I
still consider myself an actor.
Yeah.
I mainly, help my daughter and work with the nonprofit. That's what I really do. But I still consider myself an actor. But I don't miss auditioning. I don't miss that part of it.
Yeah. I would imagine
I don't ever have to do that
gets
again.
old. Yeah, I don't think you would have to audition anymore. I'm just going to say. So what's next for you? So you're going to tour the country with the movie, and then what are you working on now? I'm sure you're working on probably 50 things.
Well, mainly, we have a nonprofit, Support and Feed, and that's what we care about. We're in many cities around the country and expanding on a daily basis, feeding as many people as we can, trying to get people turned on to understanding the impact of what they eat, calibrating their plate, taking a pledge to eat at least 1 plant-based meal a day. That can really make a big difference. So that's my big mission.
When I heard that you had the foundation about food insecurity, I think that's so important. We do stuff here with Second Harvest Heartland.
Yes.
And I always love shining a light on those organizations, because I think even now, even though I think we're all more educated about it, I think people have a perception of the type of person that is dealing with food insecurity, and it's so wrong. You know where I'm going. It crosses all people with food cross all geographic demographics and socioeconomical numbers, and I like people to know that that is still going on, and it could be your neighbor, it could be the kid down the street.
Yeah, we have a huge problem in this country with food insecurity, and yet we have a surplus of food. You know, we have a problem getting food to where it needs to be. We have people who are isolated from it by the way their communities are set up, and also affordability. So we have enough food, we have to get it to the people, and in our case we also support local businesses. We purchase the meals at a fair rate from local businesses, so we support the local economy too, which is all part of the same system, right? The farm worker to the trucker to the person who puts it on your table, all has to be supported.
Yeah, because we have great organizations around here that, I am involved in a restaurant that they, at the end of the day, they come, they pick it up,
So
because we
great.
do have the waste. It's how do you get that food that's perfectly fine to the people that need it? And
Yeah.
there's great programs now that can do that.
Yeah, and Chef FEMA
Yep.
is working with us. We have many restaurants
I
in
love-
town right now. 8 restaurants are adding plant-based meals to their menu for 10 days, starting October 20th?
Yeah.
Today?
Today.
Is it today?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I love FEMA. David, I love you. Maggie, come back whenever you're in town, please.
Oh, I have
Thank
to.
you. Maggie Baird, everybody. Again, go get tickets to the film fest. We're right there at the bottom of your screen.
Come at 3 o'clock. We have plant-based bites for you.
3 o'clock.
And
go.
clothes.
We'll feed you.
Upcycled clothes.
We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, 3 o'clock today. That's when the Welcome back. Our next guest is one of the most high-profile Hmong fashion and runway models in the business. And I love this, is the first Hmong model to be featured in Times Square. Please welcome Sai Thao, everybody. Hi. It's an honor to have you on the show. I'm so glad that you're here. Can I just start off right away? What does it feel like for you? And you know what I'm going to ask you. What does it feel like that your face, your being, your image is projected on a legendary space like Times Square?
You know, it is definitely a great feeling, and there's something so beautiful about being seen and being represented culturally on the big screen.
Yeah.
Especially for us Hmong people. And when I look at myself up there, it isn't just me that I'm seeing, but I'm seeing Hmong girls all over the world. I am seeing models of color. I'm seeing models who look like me but are not represented in the mainstream.
Yes. Clap loudly for that, because you want to see individuals, you want to see folks that look like you, that share your background,
Exactly.
represented in pictures and catalogs. And I mean, I remember when Target started, God forbid, putting models in their catalog, what am I, 80? But putting images of models that weren't size,
Exactly.
0.
Real people.
Real
right?
people, imagine that.
It's who we want to represent, real people.
Yeah. And I would imagine that since then you probably hear from people in your community. What does that feel like to get that love and that go girl? Yeah.
Right. That the love that I get from the community is such. To me, it's inspiring. It's inspiring, and it makes me want to continue this. It makes me want to do this, not just for me, for the Hmong people. It makes me want to do this for my family. It makes me want to do this for all the, models in the community who doesn't feel represented, and for the Hmong girls who, want to pursue a career in the modeling industry but don't know how to.
Because you know what it does? I think even just being on a show like ours, it makes a little girl watching feel like I can do that.
Exactly.
It gets rid of boundaries that people put in their own
Exactly.
head. Oh, I can do that. I can walk in that runway. Okay, now maybe not everyone can do this, but
it definitely takes practice.
Not everybody can pull that off like you. What are we looking at? What was this for, Sai? Was this for a campaign?
You know what? So this outfit was the winning outfit for a fashion design competition here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the fashion show was called the Gold Purple Fashion Show, and this was inspired by the Prince the musician. Yeah, and the winner, the fashion designer who made this outfit is Leslie Lee. She is a great person. I worked with her, throughout these past years, and this was the winning photo from last year.
Did you always want to do this? I
did.
always like talking to
You know
people
what?
about their dream and where it started.
Yes. I've always wanted to be a model. I would remember I would watch like America's Next Top Model, and I would, would be
There's
watching.
Tyra.
Exactly, Tyra Banks. I love you so much. Yeah, and I would, like practice like runway walking in the hallway. I would pretend that was my audience. The hallway is your runway.
You. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and I would also like practice like posing in the mirror, and I would pretend to myself that I'm sitting on the TV show getting interviewed.
And here we are. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you know what? I decided to sign up for modeling agency, and it took off from there.
Because you're from St. Paul, right?
I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. Small town girl.
We love it. Oh,
Yes.
we love when we can claim a Minnesotan. We do, even if the people walk through Minnesota, we're like, we claim them, we're proud of them anyway. Forget Times Square for a second. I want to break it down a little further. What was it like, you talk to people that hear themselves on the radio for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when you saw yourself reflected back in a publication?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what was your first kind of big gig? Do you remember?
Yeah, my first kind of big gig was actually in New York Fashion Week. I walked for New York Fashion Week, and this is going to be
that is a hell of a first gig!
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The first gig was like years ago, but my first big debut was definitely New York Fashion Week. Yeah, New York Fashion Week, and I was in a room. There's like 200, 300 girls in a room altogether, and only like 50 girls get to go through, chosen by the designers, and I was one of them, and it felt amazing because I was the only girl of color in the room and the only model standing at 5'3", while everyone else was like 5'8". Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So they literally, because Lord knows we will never experience that. So do they literally look at you, and they go, you? How does that work?
Yeah, no, they literally look at me and they thought, I don't think she's supposed to be in this room. She's a little small. But then, you know what? I told them, this is what I wanted. And they were like, all right, show us what you got. And I showed them what I got. And they're like, all right, you're in. We like you. We like your attitude. We like your personality.
Oh, let me be clear. You were supposed to be in that room. You were supposed to be in that room.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Will you please come back?
Yes.
Come back and see us anytime.
Yes,
I don't care what
exactly.
you do. You're part of our family
anytime,
now.
Jason.
Done. Give it up for Sai, everybody. Follow her on socials. I am Sai, and on Instagram, the H Modern Girl. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everyone. Thank you so much. That was great. Why were you nervous? Welcome back. Two great guests. And Kendall's back.
Hey.
Well, it is time for the world's shortest segment. Only a few weeks to go until the premiere of season 5 of The Crown on Netflix. And we got to look at the poster for the show, the key art here, as they call it, showing the divide between the then Prince Charles and Princess Diana. The first trailer for season 5 will come out tomorrow. If it comes out early, we'll show you. Producers are currently filming season 6, and they say they will not recreate the car crash that led up to Diana's death. Instead, it will focus on the moments before and after. Season 5, however, premieres November 9th. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. I can't wait. Well, you know what I'm going to say. We don't know what's in this segment until we read it. It's time for the surprise goodbye. Today, an animal rescue with a crazy finish. 2 men freed an antelope caught in a wire fence in South Dakota. But as the animal's horns got free, it ran off, knocking one guy down and stealing one of his shoes. Get this, the antelope was seen the next, listen to this. The antelope was seen the next day with the shoe still stuck in its horns.
Oh no!
Look at that.
Poor baby.
Look at that poor baby. Run! Run! That is great.
Forrest.
Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by a former backup dancer for Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up.
Look at his face.
Never gonna. Well, I loved Rick Astley, and Kendall's book club is back this time, and it's an adult novel about.
Or Halloween related. I don't know. It could be one or the other.
It's an X-rated novel. That's right. I'm kidding. That's tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow. It's an X-rated book.